Is selling for AI businesses going to make you millions per year? Probably not. However, is it the fastest and easiest way to get to a 10 to 40,000 per month income in 2026? 100%. And that's if you know the information that we're about to cover in this video, because my goal of this video is to set you up for success as a salesperson in the AI industry. We're going to cover the foundational info that you need to know to become a top sales performer in AI. Everything from how the industry works, what will determine how much you earn, what types of AI businesses hire. I'm also going to give you my personal recommendation for the best types of AI businesses to sell for. And that's as the founder of the largest sales training and recruitment business in AI. So my recommendation, it doesn't come from guesswork, it comes from, frankly, tons of data. And ultimately, by the end of this video, you're going to understand exactly what you need to do in order to make a 10 to 40,000 a month remote income by selling for AI businesses and experiencing a life-changing year in 2026. Because years ago, I watched a YouTube video that was a catalyst for me changing my life. And I know that the same thing is about to happen here. Somebody watching this exact video right now is about to positively change their life by selling in the AI industry. So why can't it be you? So grab a notepad or get something to take notes with, lock in, and let's dive in. The first step towards success is clarity. So I want to first off give you guys absolute clarity on how this industry works and specifically what types of AI businesses would hire you as a salesperson. Now, an umbrella term that I give for the kind of businesses that we sell for are called AI implementation businesses. And the clue is in the wording, right? They help other businesses to implement AI. Now, to quickly clarify here, for those who haven't watched my previous content, in this space, we solely focus on selling for AI businesses that sell to other businesses, because we want to be selling something where we are essentially selling high price points, right? Because those high price points are what gives us high commission per deal. That's what gives us that financial freedom. That's also what gives us the time freedom as well, because we don't have to chase hundreds of small transactions every single month just to hit our financial goals. So typically in this space, we're going to get into more detail on this a bit later on, by the way, but typically in this space, we are selling $20,000 to $40,000 AI solutions to other businesses. Now, that's just average, $20,000 to $40,000. I've had clients close deals in the six-figure range, 100K, 200K, but most often 20 to 40K. And you know, most consumers can't afford those price points, right? But a business can, okay? It's like 20,000 to many businesses is pennies, it's cents, right? So that's, again, we purely focus on selling to other businesses, selling our high-ticket AI solutions to other businesses. Now, with that being said, AI businesses and even AI implementation businesses, that's quite broad, right? So I'm going to break this down into three subcategories of types of AI businesses that you can sell for and make life-changing money for. So number one, AI agencies, okay? Now what AI agencies do is ultimately at the high level build and deploy custom AI systems for other businesses. Now, by the way, guys, with these three subcategories we're about to go through, these are in itself are kind of broad. Like AI agencies, for example, can niche out and branch out to so many different sub niches even within that. But for example, this could include selling AI sales agents, customer support chatbots, AI automation for operations, payroll, lead handling, CRM. It goes on and on. There's so many different types of AI agency services that you can sell. And again, I'm going to make my personal recommendation to you in just a second. Now, typically in this space, we are selling, again, this is just high level broad. There's obviously nuance to everything, but from what I see in the data, typically most often we are selling to small to medium sized businesses. Now, bear in mind, when I say a small business, there was a statistic I heard the other day, some United States bureau basically said that any business doing under 4 million per year is a small business, right? So take that with a pinch of salt. Like when I say small business, I'm not talking about like a mom and pop shop. Like that could well be a business doing 3 million per year. You know, hopefully you get the idea. But it's typically small to medium-sized businesses, often but not always service-based businesses. So that could be other agencies, that could be brick and mortar, things like dentists, clinics, etc. Companies ultimately that know that they need AI, but they don't have the expertise to do it themselves, nor do they have the time to do it themselves. Now, pricing wise, again, I just want to really clarify here, this is not like a set in stone thing. There are differences across companies, there are nuances, but this is just Again, broadly speaking, what we see and what our data shows. AI agencies, a lot of them will have a front-end offer of $5,000 to $15,000. This is what gets the customer initially through the door. But then the goal really is to upsell them onto custom solutions for more like $20,000 to $40,000 down the road. Sometimes, by the way, even higher than 20 to 40K for, more complex builds, or if you're selling to big enterprises, etc. Now, why they're great to sell for, number one is very, very high demand, right? Okay, so I've got other videos where I talk about, I walk you through from a logical perspective why AI is such a big opportunity for salespeople. I'm not going to go through the whole thing right now, but at the high level, think about the early 2000s, right? This is really where the internet kind of took off. Now, during the rise of the internet, millions and millions of businesses begun creating websites, okay? Now, this is what led to a lot of web development agencies, companies building websites to get very, very rich, okay? Millions of businesses. And the reason that a lot of businesses all had to create websites is because of what's called a Darwinian effect. A Darwinian effect is essentially where you have to adapt to a new technology because otherwise you're going to be left behind. Now, what I mean by that is, let's say that you get to a stage in the early 2000s where you've got a business and all of your competitors have now got websites. Well, if you don't have a website, you're now at a competitive disadvantage. So what that does is it forces you to build a website. Now, in the 2010s, it was about social media. Now, all of a sudden, you're in a situation where all of your competitors have social media, they're posting content, and if you don't, you're at a competitive disadvantage. So that forces you to adopt the new technology and start posting on social media. Now, what's the 2020s going to be? It's going to be that all of your competitors have got AI, so therefore you need to implement AI or be at a competitive disadvantage. And we're truly in like the first inning of this. Like, we are still, in terms of AI agency peak, we are still easily 2, 3, 4 years away from that, in my opinion, and what I see in my analysis. So it's a great time to get involved right now, by the way. We're at this perfect time in the market where business owners know that they want AI, they know that they need it. They can't, it's too difficult to do it themselves. And the market hasn't yet got just crazy, saturated essentially. So not many salespeople know about this either. So it's just such a good time. And anyways, I'm going off on a massive tangent here, but let's continue. So why they're great to sell for? First off, very high demand. Clear ROI for the buyer, okay? So for example, let's say, one example, so a company that we are partnered with, who they hire salespeople through us, they sell custom AI agents that, depending on a few factors and variables, can save a company up to $500,000 in payroll. And they charge $30K. So it's like, pay me $30K, I'm going to save you $500K. Very clear ROI is in terms of what we're selling in this space. It's just often very tangible value propositions, okay? Again, as I put here, pay me $30K, I'm going to save your business $500K. It's just like, it's so clear and obvious, the ROI and the value proposition. Short sales cycles as well. This is key. AI agency sales cycle is shorter than the other two categories that we're about to go through, okay? Typically, on average, from the data that we see, the sales cycle is around about 4 to 10 days. As opposed to some of the businesses that we're about to go through, which again are a little bit longer. And I personally like that. Maybe I'm just an impatient person, okay? I like short sales cycles. Now, in summary, guys, again, we have so much data on this. This is where a significant percentage of our top salespeople start. They start with selling AI agency services. And AI agencies, in my opinion, are just the perfect blend of high commission per deal, along with short sales cycles, while also selling a service that is in very, very high demand and that solves a genuine business problem. You can sell your AI agency service. Yes, it might be 20, 30, 40K, but you can rest assured as the salesperson that from an ethical standpoint, that person is absolutely going to get the ROI. It's going to be well worth the price that you're charging, and you're going to make some very nice commissions off the back of it. And again, we're going to be going into more details about commission structure and stuff like that in just a second. Now, the second subcategory of AI implementation businesses that we can sell for are AI consultancies. Now, AI consultancies are a bit more focused on like the strategy and implementation planning of AI rather than just actual building of the tools themselves, if that makes sense. So they help businesses. They will typically come into larger enterprises as opposed to AI agency services, typically larger enterprises. They'll consult with a company about their AI strategy, connect them with other companies to handle the implementation, again, rather than actually building it themselves. So You know, McKinsey is a big consultancy firm, one of the biggest in the world. So think of that. Think of like a McKinsey style consultancy, but specifically for AI. So they'll come into a larger enterprise and help that business identify like, okay, where should AI be used? Okay, we can implement it here and save X millions of dollars. We can implement it here and make an extra X millions of dollars. Maybe they'll be designing AI workflows across departments. And ultimately, when they do get to the stage of implementing, this consultancy will help that enterprise by basically overseeing the operation, overseeing the implementation of the AI into their business. So again, with what we're dealing here with AI consultancies, we're dealing with bigger clients at this point, okay? Larger enterprises, oftentimes big corporate enterprises, very well-funded companies, founders who really can get a strategic edge by implementing AI. You know, if you think about it, if you're, a large enterprise that's doing, say, 500 million per year, well, implementing AI and having the right consultant help you implement AI makes so much sense, because if you even just save 5% of your cost per year, or you make an extra 5% per year through implementing AI, I mean, we're talking tens and tens of millions of dollars. So, it makes sense to pay an AI consultancy 20 to 100K, as I've put here, right? And with this space, you're often getting big upfront payments plus retainers as well, which is nice, a bit of recurring revenue. With most companies, they will pay you on the recurring. So what that means is, let's say you say a consultancy package for 50K, right? So you'll get your commission off your 50K. Let's say that company is then going to pay 5K a month for the next 1 year. Well, you'll get a slice of that 5K every single month, even after the deal has been closed. And typically, you as the salesperson, your only focus is just to close the deal, right? Once the deal's been closed, it will then get passed on to a fulfillment team, and that's that. You don't have to worry about it. But you do collect the commissions off it every single month, which is nice, a bit of recurring, essentially passive income. Now, why they're great to sell for is that you're selling to very cash-rich buyers, okay? Again, we're targeting larger enterprises, right? So, like I said earlier, like 100K to many large enterprises is nothing, literally nothing, okay? At the extreme end, think about Jeff Bezos and Amazon. What's 100K to Jeff Bezos, right? 0.0001% of his net worth, or, something like that, right? So again, we're talking with buyers who they can afford it, basically. The financial objection is not going to be a thing. Now, there will be other things that we need to get right in the sales process. There might be other objections that we need to overcome, but the money side of things is not going to be an issue, because again, we're selling to those very rich, cash-rich buyers and enterprises. Logical and ROI-driven sales conversations. So if you're somebody who prefers more of that kind of logical, consultative sell, then this could suit you very well. Extremely strong commission potential, and these roles suit salespeople, closers if you want to call them that, who have very solid business acumen, okay? And you genuinely enjoy analyzing businesses, which, by the way, that's kind of me and my personality type and my interests. I love business as a whole. I love analyzing businesses. I love talking about business. I love looking at numbers. I like, really analyzing a business and seeing all the different systems and how all these different systems affect the numbers across different departments. If that is somebody like yourself who is genuinely interested in business and has a lot of business acumen, then selling for an AI consultancy could be the play for you. It suits people that are comfortable speaking about business and strategy. Now, one thing I would say, guys, as I put here, I would not recommend this to beginners, right? Okay, because again, you're going to be talking with very cash-rich buyers, CEOs, top dogs at these big enterprises. You're going to be expected to have a very good level of business acumen, because ultimately through your sales process, you're going to be analyzing that business. You're going to be articulating to them the value of your AI proposition and showing them how it could slot into the business. So again, you need very good business acumen, right? So again, if you're somebody who's just kind of starting out in sales, in business, I wouldn't recommend going this route. It's not going to sit very, very well, to be quite frank. Now, the third and final subcategory of AI businesses that we can sell for are enterprise AI software. Now, these companies sell high-ticket AI solutions. High-ticket is key there, right? We're not selling some 100 per month software. High-ticket AI solutions, often custom solutions, typically across, medium to large organizations. So again, there's so many different branches of AI enterprise software, but that could be, for example, AI analytics platforms, custom. We work with a couple of companies that serve that. AI workflow software, custom sales training platforms. We've got a couple of companies on the books like that as well. Enterprise automation tools, you name it. And again, as discussed before, we're typically selling to those more medium to larger enterprises. That could be funded startups, big corporate enterprises, scale-ups who maybe just had investment. And typically the pricing here, we're looking at, it goes a bit more of a broad range than the other two. It could be from 20K, I mean, really it could be down to like 10K, all the way up to six-figure, 200K plus contracts, right? Maybe even more than that in many, many cases. So why they're great to sell for is massive deal sizes. Again, of all three of these categories, AI agencies, AI consultancies, AI enterprise software, this is where you'll have the biggest deal sizes, okay? In this space as well, selling AI enterprise software, you can often have a very strong base, plus, good commission structures, and also long-term career growth as well. This is well suited for closers who you like going after big deals. That gives you that adrenaline rush, chasing the big deals, the six-figure deals. If you're somebody that really, really does like that, maybe you don't want to be selling an AI agency service for 20K. You want to be going for the 200K deals. And importantly, you don't mind a slightly longer sales cycle. Again, as opposed to AI agencies above, in this space, enterprise AI can be longer sales cycle, right? Lasting from weeks to months. But when you do close the deal, it's a big deal, Suited well to somebody who maybe, you don't just want to close deals and make some quick cash, but you really want to build a career and a foundation in AI, then selling AI enterprise software could suit you very, very well. Now, as discussed earlier, guys, I said that I was going to give you my personal recommendation of what I see as the best type of AI business to sell for in 2026. Now, obviously, there's nuance across all of this, right? Everybody's got their own set of preferences, etc., goals, things that they want out of life. But I can just tell you, again, from what I see in our data. So the best AI businesses to sell for in 2026, in my opinion, and our data, are small to mid-size AI agencies. When I say small to mid-size, we're typically looking at companies that are at around about 30,000 to 100,000 per month in revenue. So what that means is they're established. They've validated the service that they're selling. They've got some customers, they've got some reviews under their belt, they've got some case studies, they've got some good processes in place, but they're not, again, that rigid corporate enterprise yet. You're not just going to join there and be like a cog in the wheel straight away. Okay, they've got a sales process that works, shown by where they're at in terms of their revenue. They've got a lot of demand right now, as we discussed earlier, and why I like this specifically is because when you come into a small to mid-size AI agency, first off, you're benefiting from their demand. You get to basically take part in this AI gold rush and benefit from this AI gold rush without having to start a business from scratch, which can take many, many years to become successful. So you get a slice of the pie in the AI gold rush. But when you go into this kind of size company as well, it means that there's so much more progression opportunities as opposed if you go into a very established corporate enterprise selling enterprise AI, for example, right? Because you go to some of those more established corporate enterprises and you can basically be a cog in the wheel, right? You show up, you close deals, take your Zoom calls, go home, metaphorically speaking, because everything we do is remote. Whereas in the small to mid-size AI agency space, you can come into a company, you can work very closely with the founder still, even though they're at, a decent revenue range. You can really make a big splash within that company. You can add value in so many ways beyond just taking Zoom calls and closing deals. So a perfect example is that a client that we work with, so he got a role with again, exactly like this, a small to mid-size AI agency, just a closing role, taking Zoom calls, closing deals. First couple of months, smashed it, just really, really did well. Now that company, he ended up being offered the role of the chief revenue officer of that company. Now, he is on a base salary of low six figures per year, plus profit share, plus bonuses, plus equity in the company. And by the way, they're gearing up for a $30 million exit in the next couple of years. He's going to get a slice of that pie and frankly retire if it all goes to plan. And that's something that just couldn't happen in those more larger corporate enterprises. You just couldn't move that quickly. Whereas, again, these small to mid-size agencies, you're basically benefiting from their growth curve, right? You're basically coming in when they're about here and they're going to go like this and you get to benefit from all that growth. So much progression opportunity. Again, you might get profit share, you might get equity in the company. You get to really, really be a key player and benefit from all the demand that they have, the good product that they have, etc. And I want to talk about the benefits of being a salesperson in the AI industry versus starting an AI business from scratch. Because if all this is true, okay, well, why wouldn't I just go and start my own AI business? And you can, okay, but here's the thing. Starting really any business from scratch requires tons of time, energy, sometimes capital, sometimes not. Whereas coming in and simply selling for an established AI business first, it allows you to build up your skills, you build up your network and connections in the AI industry, while building up your cash reserves because you're going to be earning 10 to 40,000 a month, maybe even beyond for top performers, while solidifying yourself in this fast growing industry, while establishing yourself and your brand in the AI industry. Now, what that means is when you do come to starting your own AI business, if that's your goal, you might not want to do that. Some people just want to sell for an AI business, make, 10, 20, 30, 40,000 a month and just, live that life, and that's fine. Other people have ambitions to be their own boss and be their own entrepreneur, etc., and that's fine. But what it means is, rather than you just come in, straight into the AI industry with no real knowledge, no real skills specifically for AI, and just trying to make it work as an AI business owner, instead, you become a salesperson for AI businesses, make a ton of money, build up your skills, build up your connections, and it's going to make your chances of being successful in that AI business skyrocket, right? You do this for 1, 2, 3 years, make a bunch of money, and it's going to mean that, again, you're going to have a bunch of cash reserves in the bank, a bunch of skills, a bunch of connections, and your chances of being successful in that AI business just skyrocket, right? This is really just the most amazing stepping stone to being an AI business owner, if that's what you want, again. And it works so well because when you're a salesperson in AI, fast results, right? I'll show you a timeline in just a second, but this all happens fast, guys. As you're going to see in just a second, I'm going to show you a real client result with their full name available. You can go and check them out on social media. Make sure that this is real, which it is. All of my screenshots I ever share, I always show the full names, and I've got the client's permission. Because I want to show you guys that this really is real. Like, we really have clients doing these kind of numbers, as you're going to see in just a second. But yeah, fast results, guys. I'm talking like, you'll see in just a second, but when I say 10 to 40,000 a month, I'm not talking about like, oh yeah, in a couple of years or even a couple of months. As you're going to see in a second, it can happen in weeks, as crazy as that might sound. Okay, but you get to sell where there's a lot of demand. Again, take part in this AI gold rush, progression opportunity, slice of the pie, for top performers in terms of you come into an AI business at that kind of 30 to 100,000 a month range, and you get to benefit from their growth, get a percentage of the company, get profit share, and you never had to build a business from scratch and build a product from scratch and build systems and get clients and all the, as a business owner myself, all the stress and time that comes with that, you got to skip all of that. You just come in, again, do well, close some deals, equity, profit share, and again, take part in the AI gold rush without having to go through the process of building a business from scratch. Now, like I said, I'm going to show you guys a timeline, right? So this is my client, Occam. Again, you can see his full name. You're welcome to go and search him up on Instagram, LinkedIn, whatever it might be, and just verify that, yeah, this is very, very legit and very, very real. Now, Occam joined us. He was placed within 2 weeks of signing up, 2 weeks to the day, coincidentally enough, okay? Placed within 2 weeks, okay? Then on his very first day of the role, his very first day taking Zoom calls for that role that we placed him within, he made just over £1,000 in commission, which is just under $1,500. His very first day, his first day in the role, in taking Zoom calls. Never sold AI before, by the way. Then, very first month, $4,000 per week, which is $16,000 per month in his very, very first month. His first month, like, what other jobs, what even other sales roles can you go into and just, boom, just make 16 grand in your very first month? I mean, there are some out there, of course, but it works so well, guys. This is fast. If you want to get to your financial goals fast, I could not recommend more to become a salesperson in AI. Of course, me and my company help you to do that. This is where you really fast track your results. Like, getting those kind of results, doing this all by yourself would frankly be very, very difficult. Like, landing a role in 2 weeks, doing over 1,000 your first day, 16,000 your first month. That's very, very difficult to do yourself. But if you're working with a company like us, you get to leverage our network and connections, our 500 active partnerships of, world-leading AI companies that you get access to, who we have deals for them to hire through us. You get to access and leverage that. You get to access our training and leverage us basically teaching you exactly what to do on the Zoom call so that, boom, just like Occam, you can close deals in your very first day, make 16 grand your very first month. Again, whether you work with us or not, I really don't mind, but I'm just saying that this is fast, especially if you're working with us, guys. Now, when it comes down to evaluating an AI company to sell for, We're really looking for three things, right? And by the way, in terms of our clients that we work with, we obviously do the vetting for them, right? The AI companies that we partner with and make deals for them to hire through us, we do the vetting and make sure they fit our criteria of these three things, which is number one, high price points, 20,000 minimum, right? Obviously, we prefer higher price points, but 20,000 at a minimum. Because the thing is, guys, is like that's what gives us that efficiency, right? If you're selling something that's, for example, $3,000, right? You get 10% commission, $300. Well, you have to make 30 to 40 sales just to hit 10,000 for the month. And let's face it, 10,000 a month is not what it used to be, right? In my opinion, 20,000 a month is the new 10,000 a month. It's commonly said, people online be like, yeah, or especially beginners say, I want to hit my first 10,000 a month. 10,000 a month's not really what it used to be. 20,000 a month, in my opinion, is where you hit security, is where you hit freedom, and all the good things that come with that. But anyways, when we sell high price points, we get high commissions per deal, and that's what gives us that efficiency. Let's say that what we're selling is 30,000, we're on a 10% commission structure. That's 3,000 per deal. Okay, well, you need to hit, rather than the other scenario where you need to hit 30 to 40 deals closed per month just to hit 10K. To hit 10K on that structure, you need to do like 3 to 4 deals a month, right? So that gives you the financial freedom aspect and the time freedom because you don't have to take as many calls to hit your financial goals. You can make the money that you want to make and actually have some time freedom because you're not chasing hundreds of small transactions. Now, secondly, is good lead flow, right? Enough volume that you've got at least 5 to 6 calls per working day, right? Is what I see. Again, we're focused on higher value transactions, so it's not like other, for example, high ticket sales offers where you need to be blasting out 8, 9, 10 calls a day to get to your financial goals. In this space, to be honest, as low as 3 to 4 calls a day, with the right company, with the right offer, can absolutely get you to your financial goals of 10 to 40,000 a month. Okay, of course, more is great, but yeah, typically 5 to 6 calls is about what we see in this space and for what we need to get to our financial goals. Good reputation as well, of course, right? They've got some good reviews. They've got some customers getting some good results. They've got some case studies. We as salesperson, we want to be confident in what we're selling. We want to deliver that certainty to the person on the other side of the Zoom call, right? And if they've got a genuinely good product, like we said earlier, the nice thing about this space is that we're selling very tangible value propositions. So you can kind of have that certainty and conviction within you. Yes, okay, it's going to be 20K and I'm going to save you 500K. Right? Not too bad of a deal. And then again, you can transfer that certainty, conviction over to the other person if you are selling a genuinely good product and service. Now, all of these businesses, guys, those 3 subcategories, AI agencies, AI consultancies, AI enterprise software, they are exploding with demand right now. And they need closers. They need remote salespeople to come in to conduct Zoom calls on their behalf with their prospects who book in. They need people who can sell. They need people who can close deals. They need people like you, my friend. Okay? Differences of selling in the AI space. Okay, this is going to be especially important for those of you who are currently in sales but sell to a consumer market. Okay, so the sales process in this space, as in when we're selling B2B high ticket AI solutions, the sales process is different and we have to adapt because if you come into this selling in the same way that you would sell to a consumer market, it's frankly not going to end well. So a few key bullet points, right? Most often we are selling to very cash-rich business owners, okay? Prospects are often sophisticated, established founders, CEOs. They're smart people. They're probably trained on sales themselves. The sales cycle is often, but not always, across a 2 to 4 call process, especially for those of you that are selling in maybe traditional B2C high ticket sales offers where it's common to run a 1 call process. This is a little bit different. Again, it's across more calls, 2 to 4 calls. There's a little bit more that happens between the calls. And ultimately, guys, one of the most important differences, in my opinion, is that it's more of a logical sell versus emotional B2C selling, right? Now, I want to make clear here that the fundamentals of sales are the same because we're always dealing with human beings. However, it's just more of a consultative, logical sell in the sense of, yes, it is important to move buyers into an emotional state that is favorable to them closing. However, for them to be in that emotional state that we want, they have to logically see and understand how this AI solution would work and how it would fit into their business and really be articulated the value of the solution too. Okay, now that's before they can be in the emotional state. They have to logically see how it would work and why it would work. And that is what will get them into the emotional state, okay? Rather than just trying to hammer on their emotions and get them hyped up like we might do in some B2C settings, right? So in this space, business acumen is important, right? Because again, you're going to be speaking with founders and CEOs who themselves are likely very cash rich. They're very, they're intelligent people. They know business inside and out. And therefore, they want to be speaking with somebody who also understands business, right? If you're not able to kind of portray that you are well versed in business, that you can take a look in their business, you can analyze it, you can give them unique, tailored insights into how this AI solution could fit into their business, they're just not really gonna. They're not really gonna. It's a blunt way to say it, but they're not really gonna respect you. Okay, if we don't have that level of business acumen, so it is important. This is something that obviously, all of our clients that we work with, we take them through. I mean, literally everything they need to know, like the foundational psychology behind this, the sales process, the fundamentals of AI, business acumen. We make sure that we handle this right, but it's just something that's important to note, right? If you're speaking with a CEO and a founder who's doing, say, who makes 10 million per year, and you approach it in the kind of B2C style of selling, getting them all emotional, how would that impact your life? Like, again, it's just not going to end too well. So it's more of a consultative sell, more of a logical sell. We really have to have that business acumen in being able to, on the spot, analyze that person's business and articulate the value of our solution and show how it could slot into their business and why it should slot into their business, okay? So let's move on now to just kind of high level, like how this process actually works. So to clarify in this space, our only job is to take inbound Zoom calls and close deals, right? There's no cold calling, no cold emailing, nothing like that. Again, our sole role is to take the inbound call. So what happens at the high level, I'm going to breeze through this because I've been through this in previous content, and to be honest, it's pretty straightforward. But what happens is an AI company will run some form of online marketing, which is split across 3 different buckets. You've got paid ads, so Facebook ads, Instagram ads, Google ads, YouTube ads is a little bit less common, but can happen. Typically Facebook, Instagram, and Google ads, okay? There's also inbound. Some companies will have a founder with maybe a big brand, or the company posts a lot of social media content. They've got a bit of a following. And also we have outbound as well. So again, in this space, our job is we're called closers. Our sole role is to take the inbound Zoom call and close the deal. We don't do any cold emailing ourselves, any cold calling, any cold DMing. The AI company will have a setting team. You could also call it like a BDR team, SDR team, that will handle all of this for you. And their job is to book the appointment onto your calendar in order for you to take the call and close the deal. But essentially, guys, as you can see in this diagram above, all roads lead to a booked call, whether they're running outbound, inbound, paid ads. Most companies will do a mixture of all 3, but all roads lead to a booked Zoom call with you, the closer, where your job is to get on that call, to run through your masterful sales process and close the deal and get a percentage of the deal every time that you do close, okay? Which leads us on to the money side of things, to the numbers, the maths, one of my favorite topics. So, commission structures. So these AI companies on average will pay you 10 to 15% of the deal size. Again, that's average, not set in stone. Some companies might pay you slightly more, slightly less. 10 to 15% is about average. So for example, let's say that what you're selling is $20,000. It's on a 10% commission structure, which by the way, 10% is like most common. You'll get $2,000 per deal that you close. And that's net as well. There's no other kind of expenses attached to that. Most of these companies will also have some kind of bonus structure in place. So for example, I mean, every company is different, but most will have some form of bonus incentive. So for example, $1,000 to the top performer of the week, a $5,000 cash bonus for hitting a certain target. And typically in this space, you can earn an extra $1,000 to $5,000 a month purely off of bonuses alone. Not including commissions, not including any base pay that you might have, $1,000 to $5,000 in just bonuses alone, sometimes more. Now, importantly though, like again, a range that I give is 10 to 40,000 a month. Now, again, those of you that watch my previous content will know that the range that I always typically advertised was like 10 to 30,000 a month. You might have noticed I've now moved it to 10 to 40,000 a month, because 10 to 30,000 a month was the range that I gave, because while we absolutely do work with clients that do 30,000 a month, 35,000, 40,000 a month, it was a little bit more, I suppose, like rarer in the sense that I didn't feel comfortable advertising that as the potential income, just because it was a real minority of people. But what I'm seeing more and more now is guys doing, again, 40,000 a month, 45,000 a month. Even I know a guy doing 50,000 per month. So that's why I now feel comfortable enough to, again, expand out that range and say that you can make up to 40,000 per month in this space. But even like, if you think about it, 10 to 40,000 a month is quite a big range, right? So I really want to break down, and again, we've got so much data on this. I really want to break down what I see from working with some of the top AI sales professionals and the top AI companies on the planet. I want to break down like what will determine where you fall in that bracket, 10,000 a month to 40,000 a month. What will determine what side of the spectrum you're on, essentially. So earning below 10,000 a month in this space is not good, okay? Not good at all. Something is going wrong if you are in the AI sales space and earning below 10,000 a month, which is normally a combination of poor skill level and you're selling for a poor company that is maybe brand new. They don't have much lead flow, so you're not taking that many calls. They don't have, much of a social media presence. They don't have many good reviews and things of that nature. Don't have a good product. It'll be a combination of those couple of things there. Poor skill level and selling for a poor company. 10 to 20,000 a month is about the average of what like a decent sales professional in the AI industry will make. Okay, so at that point, you're not incredible, okay, but you're also not bad. You're just kind of decent, okay. And normally what's happening there is that is a combination of good skill level and you're selling for a good business as well at that point. Again, that's about the average of what a decent sales professional in this space will make. Above 20,000 a month, that's really the goal, okay? That, like I've mentioned earlier on in the video, 20,000 a month is the new 10,000 a month, genuinely. 10,000 a month, unfortunately in these days, especially in major cities in the Western world, does not unfortunately carry you too far. By the time you take out tax, living expense, it's really not life-changing. But 20,000 a month, again, bearing in mind in this space we're working remotely, so that means that we can move to any city or country of our choice, which means that, we can move to low-tax jurisdictions, Dubai, or whatever it might be. We can also move to low-cost countries as well. Like we've got a couple of guys at the moment living out in Bali. You make 20,000 a month in a country like Bali, Thailand, South America. You are living like a king. But again, 20,000 a month is, in my experience, where we hit the security and the freedom that we want and the good lifestyle that we want is 20,000 a month. And the good news is it's so achievable in this space. But in order to get beyond 20,000 a month, you're going to need these two things here, which are you're going to have to be a skilled closer, a skilled salesperson, really understand and apply the foundational principles of why somebody would buy from you, which we obviously cover in detail with our clients in the training program. And you've also got to be selling for a good company as well, okay? Like if you're a skilled salesperson, but you're selling for a company that is subpar, you're only going to get so far. If you want to hit those big numbers, the 20,000 a month, 30,000, 40,000 a month, you need those two things, a good skill level and be selling for a good company. And that's exactly what working with us and my company is designed to give you. It's designed to give you the training to be a highly skilled salesperson in the AI space. Everything from the foundations of the psychology behind this, selling to cash-rich business owners, the exact sales process, exactly what to do and what to say, the fundamentals of AI, teaching you business acumen, giving you a one-to-one mentor, being on group calls and doing a lot of role play with other like-minded people, and then also the recruitment process as well. So getting direct access to 500 of the world's leading AI companies that we have deals for them to hire through us, getting, boom, direct access to them, rather than you having to go out and manually apply each day the old school way. Our recruitment team will take care of it for you. We'll apply on your behalf. We'll also personally pitch you to each company of your choice. You get access to an internal recruitment system where you can see all available roles. With a couple of clicks, you can register your interest for each company and role of your choice. Our recruitment team will apply for you for each role that you've registered interest for. We've been doing this a long time. We speak with many AI founders daily, and we know exactly what they're looking for, which means that we know how to take each individual, such as yourself, take your particular strengths and character traits, maybe experience, and pitch you in the right way to each individual company, which is what allows us to get these insanely high conversion rates of clients who onboard with us to clients who get placed into a role. With all that being said, anyways, we need those two things. We need a good skill level and we need to sell for a great AI company, and that is exactly what working with me and my company and my team is designed to give you. It's designed to give you the skill sets to close deals worth 2,000 to 6,000 in commissions multiple times per week. You can do the maths on that. And the system, the process, and the network to land a role with a great AI company. So ultimately, guys, it comes down to like, why try and do this on your own? Genuinely, it's going to cost you more money in the long run doing it on your own. Let's say that you're making 5,000 a month right now, but you can see why this would work and how this could get you to say 20,000 a month, which is not massive in this space. Top performers will do 30, 40,000 a month and beyond. But let's say again, you're making 5,000 a month right now, but you can see why this would work and why it would get you to 20,000 a month. Well, that is a difference of 15,000 per month. Okay. Across a year, that is 180,000 in lost income, okay? So as you can see here, yes, transparently, we do charge an investment to join us, but again, it's going to cost you so much more trying to figure this out by yourself, right? Let's say that it's going to take you 12 months, if ever, to land a great sales role with a great AI company, trying to do this all by yourself and doing manual applications and all that kind of thing, right? It's going to take you 12 months. That is 180,000 in lost income. And we charge nowhere near that. You'll be glad to hear. So ultimately, guys, yeah, it's going to cost you a lot more money in the long run. It's going to cost you a lot more stress. It's going to take a whole lot longer to get to your financial goals. Or you can just leverage our extensive training on selling high-ticket AI solutions, leverage our recruitment system, our process, our 500 plus active partnerships, leverage the #1 sales training and recruitment firm in AI, get access to all of our partnerships with leading AI companies, get access to a one-to-one recruiter who's going to personally apply for you, and get connected with a personal setter who's going to go and personally pitch you to each company of your choice. Yeah, what can I say, guys, other than book a call with our team today? It's such a good time of the year for it. I don't know when you will specifically be watching this, but as of recording this video, it's December 2025. We are now heading into 2026, and AI sales is on the brink of completely just catapulting into the next level. We're already doing well. I showed you some results earlier. Guys doing 16 grand the first month. We've got other guys doing 7,000 a week. Like I said, our top performers are doing 40 to 50,000 a month, right? And it's going to go to an even higher level, okay? We're at such a good time in the market. I could not recommend more to just get involved, okay? Somebody watching this exact video is about to change their life with AI sales, so why can't it be you? Maybe you missed the rise of certain cryptos, earlier on. Maybe you missed the rise of the social media boom. Maybe you missed the rise of certain stocks. Don't miss the rise of AI. I'm sure you have people in your life that are counting on you. So, really, for their sake, be decisive, take some action, and let's work closely together in 2026. Let's make this a life-changing year. I know for a 100% fact that for the right person, I can completely change their life with AI sales, okay? Establish yourself in the AI industry as a salesperson, make a 10 to 40,000 a month remote income. Maybe you might earn more. Top performers will do more. You'll be fully remote. If you've got experience in sales, I'm going to be totally transparent. Yes, that will be beneficial. It's not required. We have trained and placed tons of beginners, but naturally, again, if you've got that experience in sales, it might speed up the process. But beginners can absolutely get into this space and do well. You're going to be selling where there's high demand, again, taking part in the AI gold rush, selling in this exciting industry. You get to be on the inside of the latest AI tech. I see so many cool solutions and AI tech from being in this space. Like, that's a nice little perk and side bonus of being in this space. You get to build skills and connections in AI. You get to be alongside a great group of mentors, me and my team, recruitment team, other peers, other clients that you get to meet and work alongside. We've had guys that have ended up building great relationships. They go off on vacation together, and it's just a really, really fun time. And more importantly, it's a life-changing time for many, many people. And by the way, everything I've just gone through there in terms of us and what we do, that's just a real high level. There's obviously a lot more to it. If you want a bit more detail about the process of how we help our clients, but maybe you're not quite ready to book a call just yet, that's totally fine. I would recommend to go and check out this video. The title is Want a 20,000 per month sales role in the AI industry, steal this pitch step by step. If you go onto my channel, you'll see it. It's maybe around about 8 to 10 videos ago, something like that. But yeah, watch that. It runs through our process in a lot more detail. Or if you feel ready, just click the link in the description, book a call with our team, and obviously our team will run you through everything on that call together. And it just might be the start of a very exciting journey into the AI industry. So guys, thank you very much for watching. I'm incredibly excited. There's going to be so much content coming from me in 2026. We are really stepping everything up to a whole new level. Our main acquisition channel of how we get clients on the salesperson side has been ads, right? So Facebook ads, Instagram ads, etc. But yeah, I really just want to deliver, a lot of value up front. Selfishly, because I also want to, I know that if I deliver free value, that's going to build more people that like me and trust me. But then also from a selfless perspective, I just genuinely want to help people, genuinely. Like, whether you sign up as a client, whether you pay money or not, even if not, like, I really don't mind, okay? It's as with sales and as with life. Some people are going to sign up and pay you, some people aren't. Even the people that aren't, I still want to be able to help them, and hopefully my videos can make a positive change to people's lives. So with that being said, thank you very much for watching. Links in the description if you want to book a call with our team and just find out more details. No pressure. We don't even do objection handling on these calls because like we want the right person, right? We're ultimately a recruitment business. And when you're in the recruitment business, you're ultimately in the people business. We need the right people. So we want people that really want to be here, which is why, again, we don't put pressure on the sales calls. We just get to know you, show you what we do. If there's alignment, we'll talk about next steps. If there's not, shake hands and part ways respectfully as friends. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please do your boy a favor and drop a like on the video. It does help the algorithm. But yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, really am sending my well wishes to you, whether you decide to book a call and sign up with us or not. If you don't, I still wish you the absolute very, very best. And again, go check out that video just down below. If you're at the stage where you're not quite ready for a call yet, but you want to know more about what we do in the process, definitely check out that video. It walks through the process in a lot more detail. And with that being said, I am so excited for 2026. Big year for AI, big year for our company, big year for all of our clients. And I'm just really looking forward to it. So again, thank you for watching. See you in the next one.